Welcome back to the King of the League. My name is Cromar, joined once again by Caisha. This is Game 1 in Division 2 between A&E, A New Era, and Infinity. And this is in Week 2. And the matchup here, our heroes, A&E, A New Era.
Our heroes? Our
heroes.
Wow.
The reason I say that is that A New Era has been around for quite a while. They've actually been in TGN tournaments since the very first one, where they took second place.
That's right.
The very first one. So these guys have been around quite a while. We play games with them all the time, so we're totally biased.
Oh yeah, completely.
But what we're really rooting for is a good game, an exciting game with a lot of back and forth. Lots of kills, lots of crazy plays, lots of major saves, dives,
People with
ganks,
unpronounceable names.
Everything. People with unpronounceable names. Speaking of which, we got one. The Jax player. Okay, guys, we made an honest effort to try to learn how to pronounce his name. I swear to God, because there was actually a very helpful commenter in one of the previous videos who explained to us how to pronounce.
By the name of Genome
Voile
Gaming, and it said the easy at the end is pronounced
Voile?
like with the accent, right? Or one of the accents. And the first part is supposed to be like V-Q-E. And then we couldn't go from there. We were like, Vahui?
We gave up. So
Vahui?
his name is now Jax.
His name is now Jax.
His name is
no
Jax.
matter what champion he's on, your name is Jax now. I wanted to call you V.
His name is Jax.
As in V for Victory and V for Vendetta, my favorite film. But
V for Voile, I guess.
I don't think you're supposed to pronounce the L's. I mean, I did take a good bit of French, and I'm pretty sure, not that you can tell, but I'm pretty sure you don't really pronounce the L's so much.
All right, so let's talk about the game, because we're 2.5 minutes in, and we're talking about spelling.
Well, nothing's
and
happened.
Tar,
They took their blues.
Who is the all-star top laner for A&E, is actually going bot lane. They're doing a lane swap.
They're
doing
doing a bit of a lane swap, and
Fnatic taking top.
Hopefully that shuts down the Jax a little bit.
That is going to totally shut down the Jax. I think that between the two of them, Tar is going to benefit greatly from this, because he has a good shot at actually keeping up on farm relatively decently. I don't know about snowballing, but at least
I think
shouldn't get stomped into the
I don't
ground.
know if it was with you, Chrome, or if it was with the one I did with Palatine, but I think we talked about good 2v1 champions, and I brought up Renekton. So it's kind of amusing that that they're going 2v1 and he chose Renekton. So clearly, we've seen Tar on Tryndamere mostly. At least I have, and so clearly they were prepared. Ooh, Fnatic taking a couple.
Fnatic just took that tower hit. That was nasty.
Two.
Yeah, that's not good.
Took two. The first one was
two tower hits
by the.
Jax might need to take advantage of that. Jax is going to push a little bit deep. Going to get interrupted by Howling Gale and an Exhaust, and he's taking quite a few auto attacks there.
Yeah,
so
Fnatic and Juicy
one more cooldown cycle,
have taken like 2 or 3 tower hits combined right now, which is kind of troublesome because Jax is like
not good.
one of those champions, a little scary.
Barrier is still available though. So speaking of summoner spells,
a nice flash.
I know his name is Adapt. I call him 4-Dapt. I think it's funny.
4-Dapt.
Force the flash to escape. There goes the barrier to save. Possibly no. Fnatic actually gives up the first blood in the 2v1. Are you kidding me? What a joke! And Juicy Curry picking up an auto attack kill on Jax.
Juicy coming back.
Man, Fnatic is so mad about that. And now Royhu. Is that did I get that right?
Royhu? Yeah, we're gonna go with that. We're not exactly the best with names, but we're gonna go with that.
No.
Royhu.
No, but I mean, come on, these guys. It's a video game. These guys choose really weird names. I mean, for God's sakes, just remember the season 2 championships. We had to listen to the casters say little balls over and over again with a straight face. I mean, come on, what are you gonna do, right? Well, we have names like Seaman Demon in our league, so I think we win.
Can we not even bring up Demacian Crew as like a whole? How about their team? I can't even say their names.
Big Pee-Pee Swag?
I'm not gonna
I think he's
say
my
their
favorite player in the whole thing. Yeah.
Of course he would be.
Come on,
classic.
I mean, it's perfect.
I think,
you know what?
I think just Hingis and you and Hingis and Palatine, you just guys take those teams, and I just won't cast there.
Love it. No problem.
You guys can make non-stop jokes and stuff. And if we
tell him to give us a working replay, and I will.
Oh,
snap! Behind the scenes. Anyway, Sergio forced to rocket jump away from the gank from WSOR Orange, who has double buff and is very scary. So he's going to escape.
He's a big spider.
It's technically dead even right now.
He's scary.
So
spiders are scary.
Yeah.
Spiders are scary.
I cannot believe that freaking Fnatic fed first blood to Jax. That is so sad. I mean, it happened because he took those tower hits. That was ultimately that's what did it right there.
He took 4 tower hits in total. Ooh.
Yeah.
Orange taking a little bit too much of a poke there from Sona. But that's okay. So
they're going to force this tower right now. I don't think the Jax can stop this. There is a couple more hits. He's going to jump into a leap strike, counter strike combo, and Fnatic stood in the tower range. Are you kidding me? I'm going to drive over to his house and punch him in the face for that. That was awful.
Quit it.
Oh, Fnatic. You know I love you, brother, but that was terrible.
He's just luring them into a false sense of security. That's clearly what's happening here.
That's what it is. I'm going to log on to League of Legends. I'm going to message Bishop XL, and I'm going to be like, LOL. LOL.
Bishop doing
funny.
I don't know if it's juking if you use a
escape.
flash. Yeah, but he's definitely trying his best.
He might make
Orange
it.
with a nice
anyway, there's a save from WSR Orange. It looks like,
and not quite because
Jax catches him with the counter strike, and there's the knockup.
Oh, Jax is 3-0. That's 3-1. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. You don't want to fed Jax.
So
that's not good.
WCR Orange with the pursue, may be able to kill 4-dapped here. I'm going to keep calling that for the rest of the game. I don't care. Fnatic trying to get a little bit of, trying to regain his dignity. And Orange is going to catch 4-dap.
He's going to catch it, but his team is just like, no, we want to go get the Jax.
We want to chase Jax instead. We want to split DPS.
We want to chase the Jax.
We want to split that DPS.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for A&E there, but that's okay.
Yeah,
that's
it
right.
was.
We'll figure it out. Tar Ministar definitely doing something. Doing something.
You can't escape.
I guess he thought maybe that Tristana was in tower range. I don't know what. I can't really.
No, Fnatic's on the other team, Tar. Okay.
I can't really explain them. I don't know. I
think he was in a tough position. I mean, the tower was only a couple hits away anyway.
So you just walk into a 2v1 and sacrifice yourself?
I think he misjudged it, but the problem was that Sergio's barrier was still available. He popped barrier in the middle of the fight. I think
but Tar was already dead by the time Sergio popped the barrier. I say, arguably. I don't think the barrier was needed there.
I think he just did a little bit of mistake in the math. So a new era, not with a good start this game. They're about a K go down to infinity. And they've just a lot of really, really serious errors by certain members of. We're gonna stop harping on that, but we only make fun of them because we love.
Yes, that's they can handle it. Yeah, they can handle it. We know they can handle it. At least, yeah.
And it
looks like.
And by the way, we always talk up these guys in every game, so it's good to have a game where we trash talk them instead. And
I don't talk them up. I'm just a normal person.
I do every single game. These guys are like the best in the world, challenger tier, and red team taking.
So the first dragon, actually a fairly early dragon. That is
it's pretty damn early.
That is the advantage of having a 2v1 down bot and not sending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just the advantage. That's objective control, right? So
both outer towers down. And Tar getting a little bit frisky, and Fnatic swapping. I mean, that's kind of that's the meta right now. I mean, you do the lane swap, and then you take the first tower and then swap again. Mm-hmm. But they're actually looking at.
And you have a frisky Renekton on your team. He's frisky.
A frisky Renekton, yes, he is very frisky.
He's frisky.
Juicy Curry doesn't have Monsoon though, so they have a one.
And he's also
anyway. Tar Mighty going for a dive. He is not going to die to the tower. There's a nice crescendo. Oh my God, so much damage. And Fnatic has to back out from the tower, which he is terrified of for obvious reasons. And the minions, the champion minions, chasing all the way into the brush.
Yeah.
And get back here, alligator. Where
a little bit too balls deep there from Tar.
Minions.
A little bit too balls deep. I think they definitely could have gotten that tower had he not
There's no
just
such thing.
Oh my God. Had he not.
See how it feels. Anyway, 4-dap to getting caught by the Rumble ult. There's the shockwave. Amazing peel right there. Ooh. And Royhu attempting to salvage something out of that play with a Cataclysm, but no, there was no way he could escape anyway, so he might as well go down swinging. There's Tar going forward on Sergio. He's going to finish him off. Fnatic getting the kill.
And a flash.
And also grabbing a flash away from
You have to admit it. At the very
oh, there's the repel. He's going to catch. Is he going to be able to get the bite? No, the floating spider. Yeah, that's so close. No. Oh, my God. He barely survived.
Wow.
And they're going to take the tower with Tar recalling.
Man, I gotta say, A&U definitely, they wanted that bot tower.
Yeah, they really did.
They wanted that bot tower,
They really did.
I can't blame them. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Go feed the Jax some more?
Yeah, so all bot and top towers, outer towers are gone.
Yeah.
And so those lanes are technically even, I guess.
The gold definitely even from just in general. Like, you've got 2 towers on either side. Infinity's got a dragon. But, we'll see. We'll see. I'd like to.
In terms of individual gold, I mean, Jax is 1,000 ahead of Renekton, which is it should be the opposite. I mean, Renekton is so strong early game, and Jax is kind of questionable early game.
Unfortunately,
and they'll have a reversal later game, but
Jax just got
right
fed.
now, yeah, Jax got free kills in the first blood. I mean, due to just an error, so an unforced error. So I think that late game, it's only that gap is gonna go, just gonna get huge late game, and we're gonna see Jax be a massive player in late game. Whereas Renekton, Tar, unfortunately, we're not going to see the kind of snowballing Tar that we love so much, or at least I do. Call me Tar. But anyway, Jack's going to slug it out here. Tar popping his ult. Not Curator Sands, but the other one that does the same thing. And he is going to fight it out with Jax using the stun. Oh, man, Jax is getting low. I don't know. He's going to lose this fight. There it goes. And Tar wins the battle. And Tar may have a chance to snowball, at least for mid-game.
Just a little bit.
That's a little bit more what you expect when you see these champions trade.
Mm-hmm. Just a very odd choice for him to actually trade, but that's okay. Bishop definitely trying to out-juke the Jarvan right now. He's trying to out-juke
Bishop using his ult. Hey, he managed to peel the Jarvan. That's something else right there. I think he was trying to distract Jarvan so that Tar could hunt down and murder Orianna, which almost happened.
Almost happened.
Jarvan had to turn around and deal with it.
I mean, he is an alligator after all. Right?
Yeah, he is. Well, they're not very close to the river, and I assume that was some kind of biting noise.
He was parched.
Oh my god.
Well, you
no
provoked it, and you clearly wanted it to happen again, so I did it.
The watch time on this video just plummeted to the floor in analytics. Guarantee it.
Okay.
Guarantee it. Anyway.
Well, whatever. Then you can take it out in editing. How about that? You can just
no. We've talked about it for like 30 seconds. I can't take it out in editing. I can replace it with like this technical difficulties. Please stand by from The Simpsons. Maybe that's about it.
Yeah, maybe.
I like to use that. Anyway, Fnatic catching Jax, whose Counter-Strike is ultimately wasted, and they're gonna duel here.
Definitely.
And there's a barrier coming down to stay alive against Jax. Nice tumble. Look at the control from Fnatic. He's also got the minion advantage, but no.
Nope.
Jax, the Bruiser, taking out the AD carry in just a beautiful little slugfest back and forth. Yeah. Jax gonna escape. Oh my God! Rumble coming in for a revenge kill. Just the ultimate is all it takes. And Vayne gets the assist. Says "F you, Jax." I get an assist.
That's exactly what he said.
Literally.
Almost verbatim. Almost verbatim. I was in the Skype chat when it happened.
I was on Mumble for this.
That's exactly what happened.
So, that's exactly right. So Tar catching Sergio, the exhaust going down, pretty much wasted, and they're going to back off and have no problem getting away. Tar's ultimate also is down. It's about to expire very soon.
He's just a big, scary alligator. It'll come back up. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not a very long cooldown. Let's go back and buy. Let's take a look at individual gold. Once again, I've had this up for a while. Individual gold still favoring Jax over Renekton, but only by 500. So Tar has been closing the distance. That kill is what made up the difference. That really clean one-on-one kill he got.
I think we also, when we're talking about that, we need to mention the fact that while Infinity has 5 kills, 4 of them are on one person, and there are hardly any assists on the board. So, ooh.
Oh, that's a great point. I didn't even consider that. Anyway, Tar getting caught into a shockwave and everything else, and getting just a straight pick.
Yeah, that was rough.
And a 5-on-3 under the tower. There's no way to protect him from that. Perhaps a perfect monsoon at best. I mean, that's really difficult to say what could have saved him.
Yeah.
Probably nothing. And Orange coming up to reinforce his towers. They don't give it up. Both mid towers still up, in fact, for both teams.
Looks like Orange tried to catch out the Jax a little bit with his E, but didn't quite happen.
Yeah.
Didn't quite.
See if they can get this dragon before Fnatic shows up. They're going to want to turn around and grab this before Fnatic gets here. And there we go. The Crescendo actually did nothing, but the Cataclysm catching Orange. Not necessarily the best one to catch, but they might be able to do it anyway. Fnatic is now here, which is bad. They're condemned on Jax into the wall. Jax is done for. One more shot there before Counter-Strike could proc. They chased down Jarvan, and now they've dominated this team fight. I believe that their opponents at Infinity waited way too long for that, and there's a hook. To finish off, poor Sergio. Yeah. I think they waited way too long before Fnatic came in, and once Fnatic was in, I mean, that was it. He wiped Jack's face off the planet.
Pretty much.
With that condemn, and that was it.
Right there, what saved him there was the fact that Elise is so tanky naturally.
Yes.
Like, I mean, Elise was just like,
come at me. Unfortunate.
Come at me. You know, like, he was able to survive long enough for everybody else to get there and just make stuff happen. Like, that was pretty much what happened there. So again,
the crescendo also got him nothing really. They got nothing out of the crescendo. So it was just a couple of blunders. Yeah, having Elise as the only victim of the Cataclysm, that was really bad. They really, really needed to catch at least. I mean, I don't know who. I mean, Fnatic wasn't even in the fight.
I think he caught 2, but I can't remember who the other one was. But I think that they escaped or got on the edge, and so broke through. I can't remember who was.
Or just straight up walked through.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. Because I mean,
Jarvan,
welcome to Jarvan, right? So. Yeah, but they definitely. It was not exactly the best, and they probably should have just taken the dragon and been like, whatever. But it's okay. It's all right. Calculated risk. Engaging that fight. That's true. Because they had 5 people at Dragon, and only 3 were there, so whatever.
So let's see, Tara doing a little bit of counter jungling, goofing off here in the enemy jungle, decides against it. Now I'm gonna back off. Screw it. And Sergio picking up red. It's gonna be scary pretty soon. Tristana, terrifying champion to be up against, but so is Vayne.
Yeah.
So is Vayne. Sergio having better survival and long range and better positioning, while Fnatic has
more of a team, centered stuff rather than Vayne's like, I'm going to hunt you down and kill you.
Vayne does more damage though in the team fight as long as she can fight. As long as Fnatic can attack. As long as Fnatic is safe to attack, then he will do more damage. But he's up against a Jax who will dive the hell out of him. And a Jarvan who will also assist with that.
Incredible ward coverage. Control. I mean, Annie can't sneak anywhere. They Infinity absolutely 100% knows where they're going.
Both of them. And Annie, look how aggressive Annie's ward placement is. Just completely in enemy jungle. Yep. Anyway, a little bit of harass on Fordapt. He's going to shield himself. And I'm going to keep calling him Fordapt because I think it's funny for some reason. And what's happening with Sona?
Whatever.
Blackened, the best song in the universe.
Oh my god.
Going around the back.
I don't know. That's kind of curious. I guess she just freaked out and didn't want to go through the jungle, so she, you know, taking the long route around.
Spot, so they don't have vision in that spot.
Yeah,
so
she's
they
right
to
be
scared.
To
be visible.
She is right to be scared. But yeah, she's there now. Her ult is up, so not quite so much for the flash though. So no flash ults from her today.
Yeah, a good crescendo will be devastating this team. They're not ultra tanky. They're moderately tanky. I mean, they do have Tar, but most of their team will be.
Yeah, honestly, I think her crescendo would be good and all of that, but I think it would only be effective if you got it on Vayne.
Wouldn't be a game ender. Anyway, Rebel going down. There's a Monsoon trying to keep Bishop alive. Bishop is going to die. He's just not defensive enough. And there's a nice crescendo on Tar and Fnatic. Fnatic's in the back being chased away by Jax. I think he's going to live and actually kill Jax and then turn it around. And there it is, finishing off Jax. He just couldn't dive the carry effectively. Sergio getting caught by a cocoon. And then the Howling Gale as well, but he just jumped right out of the Howling Gale. I think the Howling Gale actually gave him a lift. I think it actually helped him.
Yeah, a little bit.
It just threw him.
Threw him up in the air.
Threw him to Oz. And
yeah, that's probably
the tower.
Poor targeting right there.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, nice combo. Condemn into just a burst combo on Fordapt, and he's done.
Yeah.
They couldn't dive Fnatic. They just could not dive him.
Well, they didn't try.
Even though they caught the crescendo too. I mean, Sona caught.
But that was a secondary. That was a secondary. You know, the Rumble and Renekton, they were the ones that got domed.
Oh man, Fnatic getting a little ballsy there. You forced a flash and barrier, but no, still dies to the ignite.
Overstayed their welcome.
The barrier actually ran out in time.
Yeah, overstayed their welcome just a little bit.
Yeah, they did. They really wanted that tower. They got a tower though. I mean, so that's what they really wanted. There you go.
Worthless, but.
So Juicy Curry going to try to sacrifice himself to save his teammate. I don't know if he's going to succeed. He's definitely not going to live though. That's for sure. And yes, Elise does escape. Orange. Thank you, Juicy. I'll remember you forever.
Pretty much.
I'll leave roses at your grave.
Like the YouTube video. You know, Whitney Houston, and I will always love you.
Oh God!
Yeah, have you seen that? It's classic.
That's a YouTube. No, I haven't.
It's classic.
No,
it's about right. Anyway, we'll look it up later. I just wanted to
okay.
I just wanted
we'll
to
have to play it during the video or something.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I don't think that would be good. That'd be a copyright notice waiting to happen. It's like, see, I can both rip off someone else's original work and a copyrighted song. Okay.
Both things. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
At once.
at the same time. Go for the double trouble there. Yeah, Tar pushing top lane by himself. He's going to slug it out with Jax. But I think Jax might be too scared of that fight, so he's just say, no, I'm just going to take your farm, but thank you for pushing the minions up to me so where I can farm them safely. I really appreciate it.
The blue going to orange again. I'm sure he's pleased about that. Rumble doesn't need it. If you Rumble, you don't need that stuff. You know?
Not.
Who else needs it? Vayne? You give it to Vayne? No. I've seen Vayne take it, but no, we're not going to do that.
No, definitely not Rumble or Renekton. So
I like the Moby boots on Sona there. I like that. Very.
Yes. That's something I started doing recently.
You gotta go fast. You gotta go fast, just like Janice. You gotta keep up.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, should have some races or something. You know, we shall see.
You usually build Moby boots on Janna because I played a Janna game recently. I built Moby. I loved it. I had 500 move speed.
It just depends on the game. It just depends on the game.
I was like, I don't care if I win or lose. I have 500 move speed, so.
Well, sometimes sometimes it's depending on the game. If it's one of those things where like.
Fnatic getting caught by a ward. See if they do something with that. Just watching that mini map.
Nope.
No, they're too scared. I would be too. A new era is very terrifying right now.
I don't want to say terrifying, but definitely.
Well, when they're not walking into towers.
When they're not walking into towers, never gonna let that go, are you? Well, I think we haven't mentioned the fact that someone on both these teams has not died yet, and that someone is the spider person, is the spider lady.
Oh, Orange.
Yeah, he has yet to die, and it doesn't look like he's just building straight up tanky. He's like, you know what, I'm Elise, and I just want to be able to walk in and walk out with my life.
And absorb that cataclysm and win a team fight with it. Yeah,
pretty much. So hopefully, Infinity Gaming doesn't really focus. At least it doesn't really look like they're trying to focus Renekton. That's what they did the last fight. So hopefully they don't do that again because it didn't end so well for them.
Well, Renekton just wasted his ult, so if they manage to force a fight
right
now,
kind of
then they might have something.
I wonder why. Maybe I don't know.
Shield too.
Maybe misclick. Who knows?
As soon as that runs out, but he's going to use it to bully the tower down. They're going to turn this around. Jack's going to jump into the group with a pretty decent attempt at and the counter strike hits Fnatic. The Monsoon doesn't save him. He's trapped in the Cataclysm. That's a great combo, but he just barely gets away. Oh, those heartbreaking. Waylay says, "No, I'm not going to give up." Jax is going to continue chasing Fnatic, but he gets peeled by Tar. And they're going to win that fight because of that. That's crazy. And there we go. Sergio, however, in the back is at full health, jumping on Juicy. Might get the explosive shot kill. No, almost. The explosive shot kill on Fnatic. He was just barely out of range. Anyway, Tar is in the fight. It's now a 4v2, but Tar is going to get shredded right now by Sergio. Here comes Fnatic. Oh, so close. He's going to finish Blacken. There's the barrier. He's going to finish Tristana too.
Wow.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. That turned from a 4v2 into a 1-on-1. With Fnatic's crazy ballsy play, finishing off the support and the AD carry at the same time. Oh my goodness, his ult is back up. He says, boy, I wish I had that for the fight. Gonna turn around on Fordab with massive burst. And Fordab had nothing for that because he had just wasted his slow by missing. And he had no idea that Tar's ult was gonna just pop up in the middle of the fight. That sucks. It's just a short cooldown and he'd used it right before, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was invigorating.
Yeah, there you go. You enjoyed that, Cromar?
Yeah, that'll wake you up in the morning.
That was a very impressive team fight. It was an impressive team fight. I mean, Sona had the lockdown from her ult. Vayne got caught, but there was no follow up from the rest of the team. It was only Jax.
It was only Jax. Nobody else could get to him. Roy who cataclysmed, but there was no follow up after that point.
Yeah. And to stay on. And again, we have to mention the fact that that's just targeting issue right there. That's a targeting issue. I mean, I'm not saying they ended up out, even more or less. I mean, the Renekton ended up acing them pretty much, but still, it could have been a much different story had they finished off the Vayne. But so maybe some more.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, if they had killed him, it would have been a complete ace easily. And Bishop is going to get caught, unfortunately, counter jungling. Yeah. Monsoon is not going to save him. Fnatic's coming in from the back, but he's got Jax running his ass. This is not going to go well for him. He's going to have to run away. But look at that damage! Oh, so much damage. Fnatic is crazy. He's going to switch over to Blacken, who got way out of position, gets a crescendo and a shockwave combo off in time, but there's no follow-up to the massive amount of CC. Just imagine if they had some damage right there. Oh my God. Fnatic turning it around to beat up Adapt, and Ryohu is just going to retreat and abandon abandon his AP carry. What a jerk.
That's rough.
And Fnatic surviving that. God, his positioning at the start was so bad, but they just couldn't get to him.
Mm-hmm.
He could not get to him, and he just did so much damage to Jax and forced him out immediately.
Yep.
I mean, he's sitting on a Static Shiv, Blade of the Rune King, and a Last Whisper. So he's got the true damage build plus the armor pen.
He's pretty beastly. I mean,
Yeah, he is.
Well, I guess we can forgive him the early mistakes, I guess. You know, but
well, he's just such a great player.
He is
amazing.
still pretty beastly.
He's world class. I mean, I can't believe he's not diamond. The way he plays, the way I think he drops game on purpose to keep himself in plats for this game, Yeah.
Well,
It's like a pitcher getting himself pushed back into AAA. He's like, well, I just can't throw a strike for some reason this month. Oh darn, I guess I have to go to AAA again.
I'm not saying.
Oh look, I pitched 12 no hitters.
I'm not seeing it happening, but I would highly recommend it. I mean, Jax has a Warden's Mail, so that's definitely.
Tar's
good,
gonna pop his ult. Sorry to interrupt you there with your analysis because everything just keeps happening. Tar's gonna jump right on Adapt, and the Rumble ult coming down is to seal it. And they're also gonna catch Jax out of position. There's no possible way he's gonna escape that, and he's done for. And Sergio now is like, oh, what am I going to do? He goes back to the base sheepishly.
That's what happens when you try to go get buffs, right? I mean,
yeah, I guess so. That'll teach him.
That's right.
That'll learn him. What are you saying about Warden's Mail?
As I was saying, Warden's Mail is definitely a good counter to Vayne, but I would like to see a Frozen Heart. I mean, that would be ideal. It doesn't look like anyone's attempting to even buy one.
No.
I mean,
Jax is getting the Omen, but I would expect Jarvan at least to get a Frozen Heart.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the only ways you can actually counter a Vayne. That's just insane. You know what I mean? Yeah. Aside from just completely jumping on. Ooh.
They've got no other attack speed debuff. They got no Nunu or Malphite. Anyway, Fnatic getting caught in a nasty position. They may finish him off. Look at that! The lifesteal in the Monsoon. Oh, Jenny using a Monsoon to keep Fnatic alive with the heal. I love it. And there's a Shockwave on 4 people, but Fnatic's not one of them. Orange is going to flash out and just barely escape. Here comes Fnatic around the back. Sorry for not focusing on everybody else. I'm only focusing on the one person, but Tar is diving Adapt. He's taking so much damage, it doesn't matter because he is Renekton and he can live through anything. Bishop now in a very slow 1v1 against Jax. Jax is going to back off. He knows that. Even if he manages to chase him down, it'll take so long that the rest of the team will be there. And that's a huge win in a team fight for A&E. I cannot believe Fnatic stayed alive through that. That was crazy. Oh man, what are you going to do? You catch the enemy AD carry perfectly and you still can't kill him because of stupid Janna.
Well, stupid Janna and stupid Blade of the Rune King. I mean,
yes, and stupid Blade the Rune King. My God.
Oh
my God. So they're going to push in and take this tower, and they got to be frustrated.
Let's also not
Infinity
forget
right
the
now.
fact that Infinity got caught out with only 3 people. You know what I mean? Like that. It started out poorly. Let's to begin with.
It did.
I think it was Sergio that got caught and condemned into the wall, and it was just gone from there. They were just too low to do anything. And then they tried their best to get Vayne, but just could not. She's just too strong right now. Too strong.
Yeah.
A Frozen Heart would have done well there. I mean, I'm just saying.
It might have saved them because it might have stopped the blood,
massive
the lifesteal.
Yeah. Who knows?
Reduce the lifesteal by a little bit. I don't know.
Who knows?
Oh boy. So. Yeah.
Well, now what?
Yeah,
There's nothing
It's
happening.
a 10K difference.
Nothing happening right.
10 freaking thousand gold.
10,000 gold. Well, and 4 towers. Good lord. I mean,
That's it.
Yeah.
4 towers. That's it.
Well, 4 hour different. Four
Not
tower
really.
difference.
It looks like Vayne is actually ahead of Tristana by freaking, what is that? 3,000? 2,500? Oh my God.
Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Interestingly enough, if you notice here, Renekton built a Thornmail, right? Well, that Thornmail's cheap. I'm just saying, Thornmail is relatively cheap, and Vayne is out of control.
Yeah.
I see a Random's Omen coming out from Jax, so that's excellent.
Right.
Thornmail wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Wouldn't be the worst idea in the world.
Especially on Jax, because he seems the one that's always in her face.
He's the one that
needs the Thornmail.
Is on her. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to be throwing a Tristana in to kill the AD carry, because she would just be diving into 5 people and this wouldn't be pretty.
There's that Rumble catching Adapt way out of position, and he's going to keep focusing him. Oh my God, so much damage from Fnatic. Oh wow, the Shockwave did not saving him.
Yeah.
The last auto attack actually came out right before the Shockwave went off. and that was all it took. And then they're just doing so much damage. Look at that damage; it's crazy.
I mean,
and
just look at Vane's build right now. We got Static Shiv, a Phantom Dancer, and a Blade of the Rune King, and nowhere do you see any Frozen Heart components or anything. I'm gonna keep harping. I mean, it's not all about.
No, you're right to.
It's
you're
not
absolutely
all
right
about
to. I mean,
building.
they got to do it.
You know, for teams, especially at this the higher elos, it's much less about individual builds and more about what's going to help the team. Especially when you're a jungle, you know, you're sitting there going, okay, who's gonna get out of control? Who is out of control? What counters them, and then go from there. You know.
They need to go all in on their build against Fnatic, period. Because they have no other form of attack speed debuff.
Absolutely.
So that's what they have to do. I mean, they do have the Omen, which the Omen's huge because it not only reduces the attack, but it prevents her from escaping. It prevents Fnatic from escaping. And keep in mind that Fnatic does not have Cleanse, does not have a Mercurial Scimitar, and nobody on their team, not even Janna, has a Crucible.
Yep.
So crowd control combos on Vayne will be absolutely lethal if they can land them.
But I mean, they don't have a whole lot. They don't have a whole lot. They don't have a whole lot, but they do have the random. And anyway, Ruihu missing Fnatic. Gonna go for the Cataclysm. So much damage. He barriers. He flashes. Voile's still on him. Oh my God! The Condemn is gonna save him from Jax. Sergio though, staying on him to keep the damage up, and Jax finally managed to take down Fnatic. But they put so much on Fnatic that in the meantime the rest of the team not going nearly as well. And do you see that? That was hilarious. Bishop going for Sona and dying to the tower, the last hit as he was escaping it, and they're going to force this inhibitor. So again, even though they caught Fnatic, he did so much damage before he died, and Sergio was completely dedicated to chasing him. Yeah, see, that goes
back
to what I was saying earlier. You can't really send a Tristana just on one person. She's not an assassin in the strictest sense.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do that because she's so squishy. She ended up killing him, or they ended up killing him, but they ended up sacrificing 3 people to do it. So
with that positioning was bad. Yeah, and there we go. There goes the Nexus. I believe that was a surrender. Anyway. Whoa, that game got the heart pumping.
That was good stuff.
Caisha, we're going to have to prioritize that one, get that on the channel ASAP. I'm going to render that one first, upload it. We're releasing it tonight. I don't care.
Well, we got some stuff written, tonight, so tomorrow morning. How about that?
Yeah, a new era, always good for an exciting game.
Absolutely.
And that was game 1 of week 2 between a new era and Infinity. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me, Caisha.
A good fight from Infinity. We can't discount that. They had a really great beginning. It was. But yeah, they absolutely did.
Yep. And they had some really close moments. Just watching that Jax chase after that Vayne all game, that was fun. I never got sick. Never got tired of that. Right. I'm not even being sarcastic, even though it sounds like it. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next game.